I smelled smoke before I saw it. Not the panic kind, not yet. The electric kind, the kind that wafts out of overheated server racks when something's gone very, very wrong. Like the scent of a burned USB drive in a lawsuit. My heels clicked hard against the concrete as I walked toward the bay doors of the data center, already holding my breath. The badge reader blinked red. I froze. That badge was my fingerprint, my passport, my goddamn heartbeat in this building. I wrote the access protocol. I helped build the infrastructure under that reinforced floor. There were only 3 people who even understood the guts of this system. 2 of them had already quit. The third was me. I scanned again. Nothing. My picture didn't flash. The door just sat there, dumb and blank. Behind the glass, silence. No blinking lights, no fan hum, no emergency strobes, just a digital morgue. Then came the first Slack ping from my burner laptop, which I'd left open in the break room. 4 messages from Devin. Timestamp between 3:15 and 3:17 a.m. Saturday morning. Just helping the team out, didn't want to bother you, had it escalate your credentials to and for root. We're doing a push tonight. All hands. You'll get the memo tomorrow, except I didn't. Because I'd told Devin no on Thursday. Told him I wasn't burning my weekend deploying version 8 of the same broken code. Duct taped by interns and whiteboarded by someone who said synergize the Kubernetes with a straight face. He hadn't liked that. I'd heard the pause in his voice, the ice chip tucked under his sure, no problem. He'd walked away too fast. I'd seen that before in startups before acquisitions, in marriages before affairs. The silence that says this is going to cost you. But I didn't expect this. I didn't expect the badge to shut down. I didn't expect the core system, my system, to vanish from the network like it never existed. And I sure as hell didn't expect to be standing here Sunday night, watching a puff of black smoke drift lazily from the side vent of a data tower that shouldn't even be active right now. I pulled out my phone. No signal inside the building. Of course not. The shielding here made sure of it, so I ran the emergency bypass. There's a panel behind the 3rd floor vending machine. Nobody knows it's there unless they installed it themselves. I pried it open with my ring. Wires, switches, one ancient terminal that still ran on a private subnet when only I used. I typed in my root command and bypassed the badge lock. Door hissed open. The heat hit me first, then the silence. The servers were off, not crashed off, like someone had cut the main line. No logs, no alerts, no traces. Except for one thing, a post-it note, stuck right on the primary Blade server. Bright yellow, Devin's handwriting. Thanks for the keys, won't be needing you Monday. I blinked. Then I opened the last encrypted snapshot I took Thursday night, and I laughed because Devin had missed something. One line of code, nested, harmless-looking, dormant, and it had just activated 14 minutes ago. Devin thought he was clever, thought he could gut the system, lock me out, and stroll into Monday with a fresh buzzword on his LinkedIn and a smirk on his moisturized little face. What he didn't know, what none of them knew, was that I'd built in a heartbeat monitor. Not for the servers, for them. Every login, every elevation, every backdoor script had to whisper past my tracer. I didn't tell anyone, not because I was paranoid, because I was tired. Tired of being the only adult in a sandbox of overpaid children and CIOs who thought Python was a snake. The snapshot had it all. At 3:11 a.m., Devin ran a silent auth script from his personal laptop. Mistake number 1, the IP didn't even match the whitelist. That triggered my sleeper line. At 3:14 a.m., he cloned the entire container stack into a shadow environment, not to test, to replace. By 3:19, the original system was deleted. Not retired, deleted, erased like a crime scene, except for the trapdoor, because I had one, buried in a deprecated permissions handler under the old HR module, the one they never migrated, the one with a button that said generate bonus letter but actually fired off a rollback to the core architecture. They never asked why HR kept glitching. I tapped the terminal twice, pulled up the trace. My trapdoor hadn't just activated, it screamed. The clone environment, bricked, his scripts, running loops into nowhere, and best of all, the master encryption keys, the ones I never submitted to repo, had wiped themselves clean. Every app, every login, every client dashboard, everything their investors were flying in Monday morning to demo, gone, not maliciously, elegantly, casually, a non-destructive blackout, but I wasn't finished. I opened the admin camera archive. No one had ever changed the default storage rule. That meant every keycard entry, every facial recognition swipe, every mouse movement from Friday 5 p.m. until now, logged and timestamped. There he was. Devin, 3:12 a.m. in the war room wearing gym shorts and that smug Patagonia vest he always claimed was ironic. Behind him, Ryan, UX lead, and one more figure, blurry, short hair, coffee in hand. Kelly, HR, of course, Kelly, who'd always insisted on being just the bridge between leadership and talent. Kelly, who casually dropped into meetings she wasn't invited to. Kelly, who asked me 3 months ago hypothetically, if we had to offboard someone with server access, how long would it take before things failed? They had it all figured out, except for me. I wasn't crying. I wasn't panicking. I was building, because if they wanted to erase me from the system, they forgot I was the system. By Monday 8:07 a.m., the office was hemorrhaging noise. I watched from the far end of the courtyard cafe across the street, oat milk latte in hand, oversized sunglasses on, like some revenge noir knockoff. Except this wasn't a movie. This was my system unraveling in real time, and they were trying to staple confetti over a forest fire. Devin burst out the glass doors with the energy of a man who just realized his entire digital architecture was made of papier-mâché. He was yelling into his AirPods like the poor things owed him an apology. Ryan followed, eyes bugged out, holding 2 phones and somehow still trying to reboot a Chromebook like it was a defibrillator. They couldn't even log into Slack. The real kicker. The client dashboard for this morning's investor demo redirected to a 404 page with a message that said, "Scheduled maintenance. Please contact the lead engineer." It listed my name with my personal Gmail. I'd let them stew just long enough. By 9:12 a.m., I got the first email. From Kelly. Subject, urgent clarification needed on infra credentials. Hi, just checking in. Are there any remaining access protocols you didn't hand off before the weekend push? Please advise ASAP. Thanks. That smiley face, I could almost hear her blink as she typed it. Kelly always sugarcoated her betrayals like they came with a gift card. I didn't respond. At 9:34, Devin broke the silence with a text. Devin, need to talk. There's been confusion re-credentials. Can we hop on a quick call? Confusion, he says. Like I tripped over a power cord on my way to brunch. I sent him one message. You revoked my access, so reviving your system might be outside my current job scope. Winking face, he didn't reply. Instead, the company's Slack flared up again through my private back channel. See, while they were busy trying to Frankenstein their demo, they forgot I still had a ghost node running on a shadow subnet, one they'd never documented. I called it Basilisk, a read-only observer node, nested so deep in the architecture it didn't even have a name in the registry. Basilisk pinged me the minute they tried to run a recovery job off the cloned environment. They were using the wrong script. It tried to reinstall a backup that hadn't passed authentication, which meant one thing: they didn't have the real backups because I never put them in the cloud. I kept them on an encrypted partition, one that required biometric unlock and the original recovery phrase. And that phrase? Written by hand on the inside of a charity book I donated 3 weeks ago, to the free swap shelf in our break room. I bet they tossed it with the rest of my things. And if they didn't, they'd have to find the right book, out of 72, all with black spines and fake titles like quantum branding for market synergy. Good luck, kids, but the real twist, there was no backup, because the only thing I'd saved was me. At 11:02 a.m., I got a LinkedIn notification. Devin had updated his profile, acting head of infrastructure and security interim. Interim, my ass, that was fast. Guess he was too busy to notice that the post included a screenshot, his only screenshot of our dashboard with metrics I'd personally doctored for investor vanity. The irony? That screenshot was from the test environment, which didn't exist anymore. But sure, slap it on your resume, king. I wasn't angry, not really. Anger is sharp, fast, stupid. This was something colder. The kind of silence you get right before a storm takes the roof off, because now it wasn't just about me. Now I saw it for what it really was, a clean handoff, a soft coup. They didn't just revoke access. They wiped my name from the Git history, unassigned me from Jira, scrubbed documentation, replaced it with AI summaries that couldn't tell a load balancer from a blender. Even the onboarding doc I'd spent months crafting? Gone. Replaced by a Notion page titled Welcome Engineers written in bullet points and bold lies. They were trying to erase me, so I gave them something they couldn't erase. At 11:47 a.m., I pushed a patch, not through the mainframe. Through the QA sandbox, Ryan insisted we keep for design validation. Dusty little server that still had write access because no one ever updated the IAM policies. I disguised the patch as a Figma integration. Cute, right? The moment they opened it, all files labeled Final V2 Really Final were replaced with a looping GIF of a fish trying to download Java. Harmless, annoying, psychological warfare. Devin messaged me again. Devin, okay, seriously. This is getting childish. You're hurting the team, not just me. Let's fix this before it goes further. I almost replied, which team? The one that deleted me like a bad commit? But instead, I sent him a ZIP file. It contained a single image, the server room, 3:14 a.m., Devin in the frame, his laptop tethered to the main terminal, the timestamp, the logs, the violation, and below it, a line of text in courier font. I didn't burn the house down. I just turned off the smoke detectors. No reply. Kelly emailed. Subject, reconnecting. Hi. No pressure, just wondering if you might be open to consulting short-term while we navigate a few technical hiccups. Can offer a generous package, flexible terms. Let me know. That smiley again. She must think my memory's as short as my employment file. I clicked reply. I started typing, then stopped, because at exactly 12:06 p.m., the company website went down, followed by the login portal, then the CRM. One by one, like dominoes in a funeral march. They weren't being attacked. They were just alone. By 1:03 p.m., the Slack whispers turned into sirens. Screenshots leaked, first internally, then to the Casual Friday Devs Discord, and from there Reddit. Oh yes, Reddit. r/sysadmin, r/techfails, and the kicker, r/overemployed, where someone posted a photo of Devin's acting head of infra badge with the caption, "This guy replaced his lead engineer, then bricked his own product." It hit front page in under an hour. Meanwhile, Basilisk kept feeding me footage. Ryan pacing in the UX lab like he was trying to birth an idea out of pure panic. Devin in the executive washroom, red-faced, slapping the hand dryer like it insulted his GPA. Kelly, now she was interesting. She stayed calm, too calm. At 1:16 p.m., she called someone, not from her work phone, from her personal one. I ran the number through a burner script. Contact name, John Board, bingo. She wasn't just HR, she was a plant. Board adjacent. She'd been building a narrative from the start, quietly documenting conflicts, suggesting I was resistant to team integration, and that the system was too reliant on one engineer. That's why she asked me that offhand question about offboarding. She wasn't being curious. She was plotting the fall. They didn't want me to burn out, they wanted me to vanish, and then fail without me. But the worst part, they almost pulled it off, almost, until they made the fatal mistake of trying to monetize my absence before they understood what I'd built. This wasn't just a stack of code, it was a living thing. Recursive, self-documenting, version collapsing. I designed it to adapt, to protect itself. So when they tried to redeploy using their Frankenstein clone, they triggered a containment protocol I'd left deep in the scheduler daemon, something I affectionately named Clean Slate. Clean Slate didn't delete, it reset to factory defaults. That meant no permissions, no saved schemas, no custom logic, just empty fields like the whole company was born 10 minutes ago. By 1:43 p.m., realized what happened. By 1:45, Devin called me, not text, called. I watched the name flash on my screen and let it ring. Then ring again, he tried from another number and then another. Finally, he left a voicemail. His voice shook, not rage, not ego, fear. Hey, listen, I know things got sideways, but we really need you to, there are contracts due. Clients are calling. Can we talk, please? No apology, just desperation. I let the silence hang like a noose. Then I opened my laptop and started writing my invoice. By 2:11 p.m., the money started talking. Kelly emailed again, this time no smiley face, no faux warmth. Subject, immediate engagement terms high. Please see attached proposal for emergency reinstatement. Includes 1-month retainer, full control of infra, and title restoration. Optional equity conversation. Please respond within the hour. There it was. Sweet sound of backpedaling in Helvetica. I didn't open the attachment, didn't need to. I could smell the desperation through the screen like burnt toner and cold sweat. I could feel the boardroom shaking under the weight of unanswered client calls, expired SSL certs, and a product roadmap now indistinguishable from a ransom note. But I wasn't interested in equity. Not anymore. I wanted the autopsy. So I logged into Basilisk, opened the backdoor vault, reviewed every internal message flagged in the last 72 hours. All keywords, my name, access, failover, redundant. It was all there. Devin proposing to sunset the old guard, claiming he had redundant backups and full transition coverage. Kelly reassuring the board that Marla's architecture is brilliant but inflexible, that this is the right time to bring in someone more scalable. Even Ryan chimed in, honestly, don't need her if we hire 2 juniors and just copy her Jenkins pipeline. It's not rocket science, 2 juniors. Jenkins, God help them. Then came the clincher, an email thread from Friday titled Post-Marla Roadmap. They had pre-scheduled the announcement, full takeover. Devin leading the new infrapod, Kelly promoted to Chief of People Strategy, Ryan absorbing Product UI. My name wasn't even in the email, just one line, she'll be out by Monday. We pulled access already, that was Friday, when I was still writing the final deployment notes, when they smiled at me in the hallway and said, have a great weekend. The venom tasted like honey, but I wasn't here for vengeance. I was here for precision, so I sent one reply to Kelly, CC'd Devin, blind CC'd John from the board. Thanks, burner script. Subject, engagement terms, hi Kelly, thanks for the offer. My hourly rate has changed. Attached is the new engagement structure, including emergency restoration fee, sabotage recovery, premium architecture resuscitation, surcharge, board briefing, retainer, mutual NDA retroactive to Friday. All tasks begin after full payment is received. I'll need a clean laptop. No keyloggers. I'll know. Also, I want Devin out, officially. No advisory title. Gone. You have 27 minutes. Best, Marla, no smiley. No warmth, just the sound of the knife sliding back out. At 2:28 p.m., the phone rang. Not Devin, not Kelly, John, board member, shadow operator. A man who rarely surfaced unless stocks dropped or lawsuits loomed. Marla, he said, his voice smooth as a settlement agreement, you've certainly made your point. I said nothing. I've reviewed your terms, he continued. And I have 2 questions. I waited. 1, he said, can you fix it? I sipped my now cold latte, let the pause stretch. Yes, and 2, how long until Devin knows he's fired? I smiled. He already does. There was a pause, then the sound of him exhaling. I could practically hear the boardroom's glass walls trembling behind him. You start at 3. He hung up. I stood up, dropped a 20 on the table, tip for the cafe staff who'd unknowingly hosted the quietest corporate coup this year, and walked back across the street. Inside the lobby, the badge reader blinked green. Someone had reactivated it. Cute. As I stepped into the elevator, Ryan came out of nowhere, face flushed, hair damp like he'd been stress sweating for 2 hours. Marla, he stammered, hey, I didn't know, look, I didn't mean any of I cut him off. Your Figma folder's corrupted, I said. You should really stop storing prod mockups in your downloads folder. He blinked. Wait, what? The elevator doors slid shut in his face. Third floor, executive, war room. Kelly was already there, typing furiously, dressed like she'd been styled by a crisis PR agency. When she saw me, she stood up too fast, like I might physically combust if she didn't bow quick enough. "Marla," she breathed, "we're so glad to have you. Save it," I said, dropping my bag on the table. "Where's the clean laptop?" She gestured weakly toward the box on the table. "New, sealed, no tampering." I opened it, powered it up, ran 3 checks, passed. "Where's Devin?" She hesitated. A voice cut in from the hall. "Right here." He looked like hell. Shirt wrinkled, eyes red, ego leaking out of every pore. "I just wanted to say you're trespassing," I said, not looking up from the terminal. "John approved your exit." His mouth opened, then shut. He stood there for 5 full seconds, then turned and walked out. And that's when I launched phase 2. They thought I was just going to restore the system. I didn't come back to save their company. I came back to own it. By 3:37 p.m., the system was alive again, but not theirs. I had restored what they asked for technically. The backend ran, the dashboards loaded, the client portals responded, the logs were clean, the certificates renewed, the chaos contained. On the surface, everything looked identical. But under the hood, I had rewritten the bones. Every dependency now pointed to modules I controlled. Every critical script housed in a Git repo under my ownership. New architecture, cleanly documented, beautifully abstracted, so abstracted they'd need me to make even the smallest change. Not out of spite, out of design. You don't fire the architect and expect the blueprints to keep building themselves. Kelly hovered like a ghost near the glass wall, phone in hand, whispering updates to someone, probably John. She caught my eye once, tried to look grateful, but I saw it, the calculation behind the lashes. She was already working on her next move, so was I, because during the restore I made one final addition. Buried inside a health check-in point, nested behind 3 layers of innocuous code comments was a contract. A living one, an autonomous legal trigger, time-stamped, hashed, notarized on-chain. It documented the events of the last 72 hours, access revocation, credential tampering, unauthorized system duplication, and sabotage. The moment anyone touched the wrong part of the system again, that contract would be sent, automatically, to their legal, their board, and half the CTOs on the West Coast. A kill switch? No, a consequence switch. At 3:49 p.m., I stood up, closed the lid of the laptop. "Systems operational," I said. Ryan looked like he wanted to applaud, but wasn't sure if I'd break his fingers. Kelly offered a tight, corporate smile. "We'll have legal finalize everything by end of day." "No need," I said. "We're done." I walked out, past the server room, past the new interns pretending not to stare, past Devin's empty desk, now a monument to cautionary tales and misplaced ambition. In the elevator down, I felt it, not relief, not victory, something sharper, ownership, because they tried to delete me. And now, every login, every heartbeat of their precious infrastructure was mine. Appreciate you sticking around, you legends of the break room. Subscribe for more chaos. Let's make your old managers spill their coffee in fear.